Hello, today's vlog every day in April, day 29, and today I got an email from a friend asking about how to start a thesis. I just finished my master's thesis, so I thought I would give you all the tips that I have for getting started because really it does feel like a big daunting task, but it is doable. Tip number 1. Set up a timeline. Set up for when you want to start writing your thesis all the way to when you want to be completely done with your thesis. That way you can start step number 2, which is make an outline. Once you have that outline, you can take it and put it on your timeline and say, okay, if I want to finish on this date, I need to have these chapters done by whatever time. So being able to split that chunk of time into little chunks of time for each chapter, for each section, and that will really help in being motivated and knowing that I need to complete it by this day instead of like 3 weeks into the future, which causes us to procrastinate typically, or at least it causes me to procrastinate. So tip number 3 is write every day. Even if it's just a paragraph, the important thing is to keep writing. Maybe you might work better with the time limit. Say, I'm going to work on my thesis 15 minutes every day, and that means writing at least 15 minutes every day. And that way, if you keep doing that, by the end of, say, 3 months, you'll have your thesis done. So number 4 is reward yourself. So once you have your timeline set up with your outline on that timeline broken up into sections, you'll be able to write in different rewards for big sections being done. So at the end of chapter 1, take yourself out to dinner. And even within chapter 1, if you have 3 sections, you can say, okay, get a candy bar, get a cup of coffee with a friend, or what other rewards you would find motivating. And then lastly, tip number 5, hang out with people. Do not let your thesis overtake your life to the point that you sacrifice all social interaction, because really I found that it's important to balance life. So balance the academic work of writing a thesis with your social life. And sometimes you just have to say, okay, tonight I cannot think about this anymore, and maybe you need to bounce ideas off of a friend later, or just completely get it out of your mind for a night. But it's important to hang out with people, and for me that's typically going to coffee shops or going out just to a movie and just being able to set aside my thesis for a little while. I may have worked on it that day, but that evening, stopping and just hanging out with people just to kind of recharge and be ready for it the next day. So I hope those thesis tips helped. I will see you guys tomorrow.